Tracey, it's great to be here at the new Harlow Rugby Club. But firstly, Alan, how hard has this been? How hard a long a journey has this been?
Well, the club as a whole obviously started in 1997. I got involved in it in 2005, and I've pretty much been project manager for the club on behalf of the club from that onwards. I think what's made it harder is there's been 4 different parties involved in it. Right, there were 4 different agencies really that we've had to deal with. So every time we wanted one word changed, all 4 parties had to agree those changes. So the legal side of it was very, very long and drawn out. Got to about 2010, everything was going well. Then of course the markets collapsed a little bit. But in 2014, everything started to come back, and really pretty much from early 2015, we started to make great progress. And I think, all in honesty, it's been worth it. So what we've ended up with, and last week we had an open day, and seeing people's smiling faces made it all made it all worthwhile.
Because everybody comes here, and I'll ask you this question, Tracey, and we've just had the tour. I think people are almost open-mouthed at the facilities. That must really please you.
Yeah, so it's astounding. Many people are really gobsmacked with what we have actually achieved here. Even for myself, I haven't been closely involved as much as Alan, but to see it now all come together, it's far beyond what any of us imagined. I think it's absolutely amazing.
So having said that, and I'm sure you're in celebratory mood at the moment with different open days and dinners to say thank you to the partners, what are your ambitions?
We have a fairly aggressive business plan that we've put together as part of this whole process. I think we took a step back and looked at the club where it was, where we wanted to go to. I think the core thing is we're a community amateur sports club, and those 2 words, community and amateur, are very core to what we want to do. But we still want to progress on the field, so ideally we got promoted last year, which was fantastic, so we'd like to go up into level 6 really, which is one more step. But that could take us a couple of years in all honesty to get there, because they're big jumps now every time we go up. But certainly we want to do that. We need to be more commercially aware of what's going on in the world and become commercially astute, because big buildings take a lot of money to maintain. So we've sort of got an on-field plan and an off-field plan to take the whole club forward.
And when you talk about community, Tracey, what does that mean? I guess you want the people of Harlow to know that there's a sports club here, a rugby club, and also physical activity, yeah?
Yes, and also the facilities. We're very interested in local community groups that want to use us as a base, either for meetings, for coffee mornings, anything they can think of really. They come and talk to us, because we're happy to talk to them and negotiate anything they might want.
And Alan, the community about the rugby. I guess do you want to attract better players, but then again you've got to think about the players who'll be loyal. Is that always a difficult balance?
It is a difficult balance. I think the first answer is yes, we obviously want to attract better players. We want to also make sure that we're growing our own players. I think rugby has gone through a massive change over the last 30 years, and we realise those changes. People just can't turn up anymore and really expect to play on a Saturday, even at the 3rd or 4th team level. You've got to train, so we've got to provide a facility for train. We also know we need to pull people out of the schools, rather than in the past the schools would deliver to us, because all the PE teachers were Welsh. It's not quite the same anymore. Rugby is not necessarily the #1 sport in schools these days, so we've got to draw people out. So last year we set up our school development team, and we delivered over 700 hours of rugby into primary schools and senior schools, and we're seeing that benefit certainly in our junior sections.
So the rugby players, those Harlow rugby players, are still out there. It just takes a bit more development and nurturing.
Absolutely correct. They are there, and you're absolutely right. I think we've got to. I think the main thing is, in some ways, is that if a young lad starts at the age of 6, by the time he's got to 16, he's already played 10 years of rugby. So it's what you do to get them to continue past that age of 16, when they really then become under our potential first team players of the future. So you've got to create these, and that's what all this is about in some ways.
We're also looking to develop our women and girls section as well. So we went and did some girls rugby in the schools last year, which has proved quite successful. So we want to continue and build on that this year. We find it quite hard with the girls, whereby there's so many other activities that interest them, that rugby is kind of a last option for them. So we need to get in while they're 12 or 13, get them while they're young before they get too interested in other sports.
But it is a development world, women's rugby.
Definitely,
Because I run yourthurrock.com, we've had the Thurrock T-Birds.
Yes,
Correct.
And they've had
Exactly.
players like Emily Scott, you know,
Yes.
and they've been great to
They have several
publicise.
England players, several great players, yeah.
Would you see that as an ambition, getting up to that level, or is it too early days?
It's too early days. I'd like to just have a female team at every age group.
I think though getting ladies into representative style rugby though, we're already doing that to a certain degree.
Yes.
We've got one or two already that are already playing Hertfordshire County Rugby, some are playing Essex County Rugby, and so we have
Some are
we've got
playing
one or two going
divisional,
in divisional
and we
rugby.
do have a senior lady that plays for the England deaf team as well.
Yes. So I think we're becoming more known in the. But I think, in all honesty, the facilities we've had before really held us back.
Yes.
Particularly with the ladies' team, they really suffered badly because of it, because they always played on Sunday afternoon, by which time the club had been used for 36 hours, wasn't particularly appealing. Going the change rooms had been used by children in the morning and kids and minis. It wasn't a
And
very.
we always had to wait for the kids to finish, whereas obviously with our facilities here now, with the self-contained changing rooms that we saw earlier, we won't have that problem. It doesn't matter what age, what gender the teams are that play here now, because the self-contained changing rooms can deal with it.
Yes.
And are people welcome, you know, might be somebody living over in Great Braes or Nicholsfield, are they, you know, just welcome to become members?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the core rugby club, and that will remain as a core rugby club. But we've also set up a social club on the side, so people in the local community can come and join, and they get really the same. They get the use of this facility same as any other member do. They can come watch rugby on Saturdays, Sundays, and also.
We'll be looking to put on functions
Yeah,
and
exactly.
events, you know, whether it's musical events, dinner, dance evenings. We're exploring all the possibilities at the moment, but we're hoping to have lots of things going on.
And finally, when are we going to see the first match over on that pitch?
The first match is the 12th of August, is a friendly, and then we've got one on the 19th. Then we've got one
Under floodlights.
under
on
floodlights the following
24th.
week,
Yeah.
and then our main day is the 2nd of September, when we have our official opening. The first team are playing West Norfolk at 3 o'clock, and then our veterans are playing Essex Bishops, which is the Essex County veterans team, at 5 o'clock. So we've got two, and then our seconds are also playing a game as well at 5 o'clock.
And then on the Sunday after that, we've got a women's introductory session here in the morning with the RFU coming to take the session, and then the Harlow ladies will play their first friendly of the season as well, which is a three-way between Cuffley and Chelmsford.
Well, on that note, Alan, Tracey, wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much.
Thanks.